Hi, so quick warning before the video starts. I'm going to be talking about a very sensitive subject with about talking about dead people, and I'm going to be showing a scene from a show in which a person dies. I didn't know if I had already talked about it in the video, but I just was adding this pre-editing, post-editing. I just wanted to warn you, if you do not want to see that, please click away from the video or watch another video. I just want to warn you now beforehand, and thank you for watching. Hi, my name is Timothy Epps, and today I'm going to be talking about the bury your gays trope. Basically, the trope in which many gay characters in TV and modern media are killed off for explicitly known reasons. So today we're going to look at a few things, and first we're going to summarize what the bury your gays trope really means. So basically, it's when a gay character is killed off for no reason or to induce a shock factor to the show, whether it's a character that everybody loves as LGBTQ or just starting to have their romantic romantic partner really reciprocate their feelings. They're killed off spontaneously out of nowhere into the shock of many. And there are many people who have complained to many companies about that issue as well. Most gay characters are usually killed over their straight counterparts, and usually when the gay counterpart is killed off, it's done in a very it's fine, we'll still move over from this kind of thing. They're not really mourned over much. And this is kind of reflective of how it used to be back then when gay characters would get killed, because they would usually be very out of nowhere and just okay, and then they'll be upset about it, but then they move on to the next episode. But when a straight character is killed off, they'll have episodes talking about the fear and pain that they've had and stuff like that, and move on from it. Another thing is that it really comes from the depraved. It basically has evolved from these two tropes and narratives: the depraved homosexual, in which the gay character is portrayed as the villain character, that they're unhinged or something's wrong with them, and that they're basically the bad guy of the story. Or the too good for this sinful earth narrative, in which the gay character is constantly dealing with struggle and strife and unfortunately dies at the end of their story without having a happy ending or at least a good conclusion. Now today, while we are talking about the bury your gays trope, I wanted to focus on one specific character at first, and that is my favorite character from Orange is the New Black, Poussey Washington. She fits into the bill of the bury your gays trope because she unfortunately was killed to me for no reason. Because in the scene that she was killed in, I believe there were many other characters that could have also died but taken the impact that she had when she died as a character. But the reason why I put her in the bury your gays category is because she was the character that a lot of people could really, connect with as a gay person. And her story wasn't really finished, that she just finally got together with the person that she really cared about in that season, and it was only 2 episodes beforehand that she finally realized how much she really cared about this girl. And unfortunately, she was killed off. And as I talk about this, there are many characters that were shown during that scene that could have gotten killed, like Reznikov here, or Morello. She could have gotten killed off as well. And even Diaz, because she was a big character too, and I felt like if they killed her off, she would have just had much impact as Poussey would have if she had died. Now, while these characters are important and Poussey is important, you also have to look at the other characters that fit into the bury your gays trope as well, such as Beverly LaSalle, who is in All of the Family, who is unfortunately killed because of men who did not see them as equals. And in that episode of All in the Family, she was leaving the bunker house to go to a show and unfortunately got assaulted and killed because of the way that they were. Another character is Lexa in the 100, who was accidentally shot instead of her partner, in which her death sparked a lot of controversy, even because at the end of the show she was brought back for basically shock value, and a lot of people were mad because why would you kill this character that she was well loved and then bring her back for no reason like that. And even if we're talking about media, we can also talk about video games as well. For instance, Matthew and Nick from The Walking Dead Season 2 video game. Now, these two had been a couple in the game, and we barely knew anything about them until they were unfortunately killed off, while Nick being shot on the bridge and Walter being killed in the ski lodge raid in this game. They were still very killed off in a very, oh yeah, we did it, whatever type of way. And it was just very uncomfortable for a lot of people. Now, while we talked about this, there are a few questions that I want to know from y'all, and I would greatly appreciate if you could either, write a comment or at least, reach out or one way. So, I would want to know, do you think that in the future that the burying the gays trope can be put to good use, or will it still have the harmful connotations that it has? Basically, I just want to know if that television and media in general will be able to move forward to the point where that they can use the bury the gays trope in a sense of learning in order to teach people that there's this issue that we are dealing with and that it needs to be dealt with or solved, and basically just how bad it could be. And my other question is that, do you think that killing off an LGBT character in a show can be a good or a bad thing? Basically saying that, could this character be, a necessary sacrifice to understand the plot more, or could it be a character that people love, basically what I said in the beginning, to use as shock factor, or, in a sense of a informational standpoint, do you think that death of that character can be used to enlighten others, like how I said asked in the first question? Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope that you have a good one.